Speaking of suffering, you kind of talk about facing difficult ideas. You meditate. You think about the broad context of life, of our society. But let me ask I apologize again for the romanticized question, but do you ponder your own mortality? Do you think about death, about the finiteness of human existence when you meditate, when you think about it? And if you do, how do you make sense of it, that this thing ends?
Well, I don't try to make sense of it. I do think about it every day. I mean, it's a daily, multiple times a day.
Are you afraid of death?
No, I'm not afraid of it. I think it's a transformation. I don't know to what, but it's also a tool to feel the importance of every moment. So I just use it as a reminder, like, I have an hour. Is this really what I'm going to spend the hour doing? Like, I only have so many more sunsets and sunrises to watch. Like, I'm not going to get up for it. I'm not going to make sure that I try to see it. So it just puts a lot into perspective, and it helps me prioritize. I think I don't see it as something that's like that I dread or is dreadful. It's a tool that is available to every single person to use every day, because it shows how precious life is. And there's reminders every single day, whether it be your own health or a friend or a coworker or something you see in the news. So it's to me, it's just a question of what we do with that daily reminder. And for me, it's, am I really focused on what matters? And sometimes that might be work. Sometimes that might be friendships or family or relationships or whatnot, but it's the ultimate clarifier in that sense.
So on the question of what matters, another ridiculously big question of, once you try to make sense of it, what do you think is the meaning of it all? The meaning of life? What gives you purpose, happiness, meaning?
A lot does. I mean, just being able to be aware of the fact that I'm alive is pretty meaningful. The connections I feel with individuals, whether they people I just meet or long-lasting friendships or my family, is meaningful. Seeing people use something that I helped build is really meaningful and powerful to me. But that sense of, I think ultimately it comes down to a sense of connection. And just feeling like I am bigger, I am part of something that's bigger than myself, and like I can feel it directly in small ways or large ways, however it manifests. Is probably it.
Last question: do you think we're living in a simulation?
I don't know. It's a pretty fun one if we are, but also crazy and random and wrought with tons of problems. But yeah.
Would you have it any other way?
Yeah. I just think it's taken us way too long as a planet to realize we're all in this together, and we all are connected in very significant ways. I think we hide our connectivity very well through ego, through whatever it is of the day, but that is the one thing I would want to work towards changing, and that's how I would have it another way. Because if we can't do that, then how are we going to connect to all the other simulations? Because that's the next step, is like, what's happening in the other simulation?
Escaping this one and spanning across the multiple simulations and sharing in on the fun. I don't think there's a better way to end it. Jack, thank you so much for all the work you do.
There's probably other ways that we've ended this in other simulations that may have been better.
We'll have to wait and see. Thanks so much for talking today.
Thank you.